Welcome to this deep dive on relocation readiness for moving to a new state on a tight budget. First, we will set expectations around financial discipline and why the first paycheck cannot be treated like discretionary income. Next, we will outline concrete savings targets and explain why preparation is power. Then, we will compare transportation choices, walk through a practical step-by-step plan, and test your knowledge with a couple of quick quizzes. Finally, we will summarize key points and share resources to make your move safer and smarter. Before we begin, this is an educational guide and not financial, legal, or housing advice. You must confirm local laws, tenant protections, credit requirements, and income verification standards with official sources or qualified professionals. Now that expectations are set, we can transition into the harsh truths that make or break a budget relocation. Here is the agenda. First, we will cover why savings must come before everything else. Next, we will translate rents into concrete savings targets. Then, we will discuss the preparation steps that raise earning potential and lower housing barriers, including credit building. After that, we will show how to select strategic locations with protections and support. We will continue by addressing income and logistics, including deposits and transit choices. Subsequently, we will present a step-by-step plan and finally run through 2 quick quizzes before summarizing. To start, the harsh truth is that impulse spending destroys relocation timelines. Your first paycheck must go to your escape fund rather than discretionary purchases. Unprepared solo moves typically fail because cash burn accelerates, and housing barriers like deposits, income proof, and credit checks stop progress. Therefore, you need a stability window that covers months of living costs so you can withstand delays in job start dates, application processing, or unexpected fees. In short, success is built on discipline rather than optimism. Next, we will convert the idea of stability into real numbers. To quantify your target, assume popular relocation hubs feature rents between $1,600 and $2,000 per month. A prudent savings floor ranges from $5,000 to $10,000 before you pack. More conservatively, build a fund that covers 3 to 6 months of living expenses to create a stability window. Do not forget upfronts. First month, last month, and security deposit can total 2 to 3 months of rent. Consequently, your pre-move fund must include both recurring costs and lump sum commitments. Next, we will break these numbers into a concrete table you can copy. This table translates scenarios into totals. In the low scenario at $1,600 rent, 3 months is $4,800. Deposits estimated at 2 times rent, add $3,200. Utilities and phone for 3 months at a modest rate, add around $300. Food and essentials for 3 months may be $900. Transit for 3 months might be $210. An emergency buffer at a lean level is $500. Altogether, the low scenario totals approximately $910. The mid and high scenarios scale accordingly. As you can see, even a 3-month horizon can exceed $10,000, reinforcing why early discipline is crucial. Next, we will compare transportation choices that can make or break your budget. Let us compare transportation choices. Cars require ongoing insurance, fuel, maintenance, parking, and registration, all of which increase fixed costs. Unexpected repairs can derail your pre-move savings. In some cases, selling a car can free enough cash to cover deposits. Meanwhile, in dense cities, a car is often inefficient relative to transit. On the other side, public transit substantially reduces fixed costs. Monthly passes provide predictability, and rideshare or bikes can fill gaps. Moreover, community and service networks frequently cluster along transit corridors. Next, we will outline a practical, step-by-step plan. Here is a sequential plan. First, audit your spending for 30 days and eliminate non-essential purchases. Second, direct surplus from each paycheck into a dedicated, separate escape fund. Third, target 3 to 6 months of expenses and monitor progress weekly to maintain momentum. Fourth, complete a GED or relevant certification to increase hireability. Fifth, build credit by opening a secured card, paying in full, and keeping utilization low. Sixth, apply for jobs before moving and collect offer letters and references. Seventh, prepare deposits by setting aside 2 to 3 times monthly rent for first, last, and security. Eighth, verify transit options neighborhood safety data, and tenant protections. 9th, back up your devices and confirm that any equipment for remote income functions before the move. 10th, line up temporary housing or roommates to reduce upfront costs. Next, we will visualize the overall process with a flowchart. This flowchart begins with planning steps such as auditing spending and building an escape fund, then moves through education or credential completion and credit building. It continues with applying for and securing a job before the move. The pre-move logistics node encapsulates deposits, temporary housing, and transit planning. After move day, there is a 90-day stability sprint that includes passing probation at work, maintaining strict budget tracking, and building community connections. That sprint leads to securing a stable housing lease. Additionally, a failure branch illustrates how impulse spending creates a savings shortfall, leading to a delayed move. This branch emphasizes why 3 to 6 months of expenses is a critical buffer. Next, we will cover the role of preparation in improving earning potential and reducing housing barriers. Preparation amplifies your options. Completing a GED or obtaining a certification immediately increases earning potential and employability. Building credit early through a secured credit card, on-time payments, and low utilization reduces risk in the eyes of landlords. Keep essential documents organized, including identification, proof of income, references, and bank statements. A stronger credit profile can reduce required deposits and speed up housing approvals. Next, we will map how to research cities with strong protections and support. This mind map places strategic city choice at the center and branches into legal protections, community support, cost structures, safety data, employment opportunities, transit quality, and candidate alternatives. Under legal protections, you would examine tenant rights and anti-discrimination laws. Community support includes mutual aid groups, nonprofits, and shelters. Cost structure covers rent levels, utilities, and transit pass pricing. Safety data should incorporate official statistics and neighborhood-level insights. Employment examines industry mix, entry-level roles, and remote-friendly options. Transit evaluates coverage and frequency. Finally, alternatives compare destinations such as Minnesota and Colorado with other candidates. The action nodes prompt you to verify laws, contact organizations, test commutes, and compare rents. Next, we will discuss income and logistics to lock in stability. Income certainty reduces risk. Secure a job offer or a robust remote income stream before moving so you do not rely on hope to cover bills. If you plan to depend on digital side hustles, such as content creation or independent development, verify that your devices, software, and backups work before you relocate. Supplement with emergency gig options like temp agencies, hospitality, or delivery to bridge gaps. Document your income thoroughly with offer letters, pay stubs, and bank history to satisfy landlord requirements. Next, we will cover logistics and housing deposits to make applications smoother. Logistically, prioritize your housing deposits over car repairs and upgrades. In dense, transit-friendly cities, consider roommates and public transportation to minimize costs. Create a 90-day plan that includes temporary housing, targeted apartment applications, and building local references. Engage with community networks, including nonprofits and mutual aid groups, as well as local forums, to find leads and support. Next, it is time for a quick quiz to test your understanding. Quiz time. The question is, what is the safest minimum savings floor before packing for a high-cost relocation? The options are 1. $2,000 to $3,000. 2. $5,000 to $10,000. 3. $12,000 to $15,000. 4. Exactly 1 month of rent. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is $5,000 to $10,000. This range helps cover deposits and creates a multi-month stability buffer to withstand delays and unforeseen expenses. Next, we will test your knowledge about transportation choices. Here is the second quiz question. In dense, transit-rich cities, which strategy most reliably reduces fixed monthly costs? Your options are 1. Keeping an older car for flexibility. 2. Leasing a new car for reliability. 3. Relying on public transit and roommates. 4. Buying expensive e-bikes. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is relying on public transit and roommates. This combination reduces fixed costs by eliminating car expenses and splitting rent and utilities. Next, we will consolidate the most important takeaways. These are the key points. Direct your first paycheck toward the escape fund rather than entertainment. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses with a minimum of $5,000 to $10,000. Complete educational credentials and build credit early to improve approvals. Choose cities with strong legal protections and robust transit. Secure income before moving and prepare deposits. Finally, operate with a 90-day stability plan after arrival. Next, we will provide a concise summary and final encouragement. In summary, discipline beats optimism because savings buy time and options. Preparation multiplies opportunities through credentials and a stronger credit profile. Choose cities strategically by weighing legal protections, community support, costs, safety, employment, and transit. Lock in income and deposits prior to moving. After arrival, execute a 90-day sprint to convert your plan into stable housing and steady routines. Finally, we will close with a thank you and a call to action. Thank you for watching. If this guide helped, please like, share, and subscribe. In addition, share your target city, savings goal, and biggest challenge in the comments so the community can offer support and ideas. See you in the next video.